Okay, we're on.
Okay, we're live. Lights, camera, action, uppercut,
Ready?
left cook.
That's how you want to start it, sure.
Yeah, that's we just
Start
start.
teaming up at each other.
It's just
Beginning
like
of the podcast.
We'll
Start into like a boxing match.
We start. We start getting all crazy.
Should we like introduce ourselves or something?
Yeah, we can.
I mean, most people probably even know who we are. So.
I know. I mean, for our 10 million subscribers.
Not yet, buddy. But let's go first. I'll let Ben introduce himself.
My name's Ben. Everyone knows me though. You know, you're my stupid dog. Whatever, she'll get over it.
She's a nice person. She just wants attention.
I know, she's like 3 feet. She's 3 feet long, but she acts like she's ran up on a German Shepherd before, like a full.
Really?
Yeah, she's like this big. She's ran up on a full German Shepherd before. I don't know. She has.
It's not the size of the dog in the fights. It's the size of the fight in the dog.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, still, I think that dog gets ass kicked.
Yeah, it would get eaten. Anyway, yeah, this is. Oh my god, my stupid dog.
All right, keep going.
All right, whatever.
People don't want to hear it.
This is our first podcast, so we'll see how it goes. This is my house, is a part of my house. So, Eddie, you go ahead.
Eddie Holzman. I'm at Santa Cruz, California.
Oh yeah, me too.
So is Ben. Right now I'm in school studying, looking to transfer the CSU system, doing some odd jobs just for some money, and me and Ben decided to start a podcast. So pretty much just going to be ranting about different stuff that pop in our head. So if you're interested,
we're good at ranting.
Stay tuned. We're both very good at ranting. So if you enjoy that.
I mean, Eddie's level 10.
I can go level 10 depending on the subject if you want me to. But what do you want to talk about?
I don't know. How did we even meet? You went to Main Street Elementary, right?
I went to. I was born in Santa Cruz. Grew up in like the Capitola area when I was younger, and I went to New Brighton. We both did you go to New Brighton?
I went to New Brighton.
We both been to New Brighton and SoCal High School, but elementary school wise, I went to Capitola Elementary until 4th grade, and it closed down, and then I went to Main Street for 1 year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I went to. Well, actually, I went to like 3 different elementary schools. I went to Rio Del Mar Elementary, which is do you know where that is? Some people don't know where that is. It's like a small elementary school in Aptos.
Mm-hmm. Actually, now that you say that, I'm pretty sure I know what you're talking about.
Like up in the hills, like kind of next to Seascape. Mm-hmm. And then I went to this elementary school in Arizona.
Really? When did you live in Arizona?
In 2nd grade, like half of 2nd grade, I lived in Arizona for like 6 months. Only like 6 months.
Did your dad work out there or something?
Yeah, well, he got laid off from a job over the hill, and then he went to just.
Where was he working at?
I don't know the name of the company, but it wasn't a big. I don't even know really, but I know it was like in the tech industry in over the hill, and then there was like the.
You said your parents went to UCSC?
My dad graduated from UCSC, not my mom. No.
What did you graduate with?
Computer information systems.
Okay, you can get a job with that.
CIS, yeah. Honestly, like if I could do it again and I just wanted to get in and get out, then I would probably go back to either engineering or computer science or something.
Especially around here, we're right next to Silicon Valley, and that's like the center of the world when it comes to innovations in science and tech. So
exactly,
if you are interested in the tech industry, this is where you come. So.
I wouldn't love the job, but I would do it just because it would make good money. But I guess you don't have to love the job.
Yeah, there's that reality that I'm still like grappling with. It's like your hobbies, what you want to do, and the reality of making a living. And like if you ask me, like in high school, that's what they should have like helped you plan out. Is like, who are you? Because like everyone's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like what balances you out is probably not what's going to balance me out. But like the system treats you as like a robot going through like the factory line, even though we're all different people.
Yeah.
But that's just me ranting as usual.
No, I mean that's what we're here for.
Yeah, basically, right?
I mean, what would you started out sociology?
I started out not knowing what I wanted to do out of high school, which I think that's most people. Like the joke is like, why do parents always are asking kids, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because they still haven't figured out what they want to do either.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're trying to get ideas. Yeah.
But
no one knows.
But I went to Cabrillo right out of high school, graduated from SoCal in 2012, and then I was there for 3 years. I took like a semester off just to work, and then graduated with an associate's in sociology, and then I transferred up to UC Davis for half a quarter. As soon as I got up there, I realized what I was studying wasn't for me. It was kind of a waste in regards to my time, honestly.
I mean, you got experiences out of it?
I got an experience out of it, exactly. And as long as you learn from experiences, they weren't bad moves necessarily.
Yeah.
Right? That's the positive way of looking at it.
I mean, yeah. You have to look at it that way.
Yeah. So don't want to go too deep down the rabbit hole. It was driving me back then. But yeah, so then I took a year out of school to just work odd jobs. I was busting tables, packaging diabetic supplies, being a cashier over at for a little bit. Over.
You had like 100 jobs, I swear,
It just,
dude.
I've always, like, I put this. I've always just had odd jobs just trying to scrape together money because it's like I haven't found the career that I really want type of thing.
Yeah.
It's like none of, like, Josh, I hope it's just like, that should be like the name of the podcast. It's like, how quickly can Edward and Ben lose an interview by people seeing this? But, yeah, so I just worked different jobs just to like.
Which one have you been at the longest?
Well, the ambient job, like where package diabetic.
Oh,
like I do
right.
that on and off, and then I've just it's been just a random smattering of jobs trying to find my path. But now I'm back at Cabrillo for this last semester, and I was having associates in business.
Oh, so just one more.
Yeah, and then I'm reapplying to CSUs and see where I get accepted, and then navigate from there. I strongly consider going to the medical technology industry. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm thinking because I see a lot of potential innovation there. Like, given how relatively cheap, basically computational technology is today, I think that you could, if a smart, clever, creative person puts some time into it, they can invent some diagnostic tools that can be pretty dang useful.
I mean, anything with the word technology and medical, I'm sure it'd be opportunities.
Yeah, I mean, like one of my thoughts is like, you know, these smartphones we have. You have a lot of computational ability. You can send information. Like, if you just re-engineer one of these things to be more geared towards medical diagnostic stuff, like you can have basically a portable tricorder from like Star Trek. So I have my own thoughts.
What's a tricorder?
Tricorder was like, it basically gave you the ability to diagnose different things, ailments on someone without having to like cut them open. Like if they have a broken bone, they have some type of disease, you can just do like diagnostic stuff on basically a smartphone and then send the information to be processed. There are people already working on this. If I'm not mistaken, Qualcomm already has like a prototype built.
Yeah, I recognize that name, Qualcomm.
They're a San Diego company that, if I'm not mistaken,
Do they make like processors or something?
Pretty sure they specialize in tech, but I'm pretty sure they make microprocessors, and they're actually in a litigation suit with Apple pretty heavily about ownership stuff. But yeah, give me a second.
Why.
Probably because Apple's using their chips, and there's some dispute over it. Yeah, wireless technology innovation for Qualcomm. So multinational semiconductor and telecommunication equipment company out of San Diego.
For medtech, you're talking about like if you could have like a doctor like broadcasting through you over your phone, or are you talking about like
potentially? I mean, that's kind of already happening. I mean, there's some software applications that already have this. They already give you access to doctors over your phone. I don't know the exact names of many of them, but I would find it relatively more useful to be able to diagnose ailments, because as a doctor, you're not going to be able to prescribe a solution without knowing exactly what's happening.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I wonder if that is where it would go. I mean, because there is things that you need to be able to test on somebody. Like, you need to be able to be there, like feel different things. But I mean, for a lot of, ailments, it could just be a matter of questionnaires, or just speaking face to face and be like, oh yeah, you have this. Or
I'm gonna go one of my rants again. So we've basically had doctors since the Egyptian times, like for thousands of years.
Yeah.
If you look into history, the effectiveness of the medical industry didn't really take place until the scientific revolution in like Europe, because that's when we begin to understand like germ theory and stuff such as that. And then kind of something that people don't really recognize in regards to the medical industry is that like this has been said by like Neil deGrasse Tyson, that like every single piece of technology inside a hospital is based on principles of physics discovered by a physicist that was created by a medical engineer. So having kind of, how I put this, our medical effectiveness has taken place when people from different fractions of society, like medical engineers or physicists or business people that have to like run the organization, help the medical industry as well, not solely doctors, but obviously we need that comprehensive picture to have an effective medical care system. So,
yeah.
Told you I go on rants.
No, it's not a rant. I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. So for me, it's like the fraction of the medical care system I want to work on is like better diagnostic abilities, because that's really been an effective way of improving the health of people over the years. Then for like, because a lot of people think like, if I want to go into medicine, I should be a doctor. It's like you can also do other things to be effective as well.
Yeah,
so that's the way I see it.
It's crazy to think about like how far medicine has come. Like they used to bleed people.
Oh yeah,
like,
if I'm not
that's
mistaken,
crazy.
It was like I think George Washington died because there was something like the humors in someone's blood was like causing the ailments. They basically bled him to death.
Yeah.
They thought, because it was basically pseudo-medicine of the doctors at the time, because they didn't understand.
Oh yeah, they don't understand. They don't know anything about microorganisms or physiology or anything. They think it's like a spiritual demon, and they're just like, you know, it's like.
What was I thinking?
Bleeding people.
We were bleeding people.
For George Washington.
I missed it. I totally missed it.
I don't know where you were going.
Yeah.
But it's just crazy to think about how like how crazy, like how far, and how do they discover certain drugs? Like who took, like I was thinking about opium poppy, like the opium. Like how did you figure out that flower? It's a flower.
It's probably trial and error.
Like I know, but how though? Like I mean, who was just ate a freaking poppy?
Maybe ate a poppy. I don't know. Maybe like, do you have to process heroin? Like this is
Well, you take the bulb before the flower blooms, and you basically ferment the bulb for like 6 months, and it becomes this like gummy tar, and you have to do it in like the shade. I learned this in my class, by the way. I don't make heroin.
Sure, Ben. Okay. But is that what's that in the back of there?
Yeah. What's all those flowers for? No. I learned this in class. My teacher like taught us how to make it. And we're like, what? Okay. Well, anyway, but yeah, you make this like gummy tar, and then you can like process that, and you get like a coating synthesis. Or we could put that little like what they used to do in movies. That little like minor technical issues, or like or like a little short film or something like that. But
like, this is intermission, guys.
Yeah. But we were talking about. I think it might have been like a tea. They made a tea. You know what I'm saying? And then they would and
then they just found that they got really high off and like this is awesome. And
and somehow over the years, actually,
that's what I was thinking of. It's the trial and error process of science. Like that happens a lot. Like if you think about it, like how many times like how long we were doing something wrong and then we figured out like this isn't the right way to do it. And you have to like iterate and understand that.
We shouldn't bleed people to death.
Exactly, we shouldn't bleed out presidents and have them die.
Yeah, that's funny.
So yeah, the process of science and how we kind of like advance our civilization has been a lot of mistakes. I mean, we're still making them today, obviously. I know I'm making my own personal life, but just like being able to.
I mean, and that's also where the scientific method came from. It's a basic, an organized way to trial and error.
Yeah.
You know, like
inventing these kind of methods and tools that give us the ability to understand the world around us in spite of our biases and not because we think.
Yeah, I mean, it's taking the human element out of, pure science.
And trying to make it as an objective reality or having an understanding of the natural world as much as possible with what we have to work with at that time.
Yeah.
So,
one of the sayings I like is like, the world has no obligation to explain itself to us.
No.
You know, which is kind of it's a simple statement, but it's a big one because it's like, you know, like it doesn't need to make sense to us, but we try so hard to make sense of everything, you know, and some things I mean, if you think about it, I mean, maybe eventually you could make sense of everything, but at the same time, it's like the more that you discover, the more you realize you don't know. So it's almost like this infinite.
Neil Tyson has that quote. It's as the area of your knowledge increases, so does the perimeter of your ignorance.
Right.
Like the more you learn, you realize, I don't know this much. Because it's just like the next, after you get that answer, there's a next follow-up question that keeps there's a follow-up question that comes from that.
Right.
And then you're just constantly pursuing.
And same with Einstein.
Expansion of knowledge.
Like if you think that math is hard, math is twice as hard for him. Because he knows so much more about math, so he knows so much more about what he knows, like what he doesn't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's the same general concept.
All right.
But
let's change the topic. What do you think about the weather?
It's too hot, bro. It's too hot.
Yeah.
This is what it's like in Arizona. Speaking of Arizona, like you didn't want to go check the mail. It's too hot. You know, you just walk outside and you're like, you know, forget that. Like I'm over it.
I try to stay off political rants, but with global climate change, like. It's just the likelihood of it being hotter continues to increase, and in regards to the environment, I mean, it's like a runaway effect. Like, you know, all the fires that are taking place right now, like as those fires happen, that releases more CO2 into the air, which traps more heat, which increases the probability of there being hotter times, which increases the probability of there being more fires. So it becomes a runaway effect type of thing. So
I mean, it shouldn't be global climate. I mean, global warming shouldn't be political, but it is because you know it's just. Like I said, it's just ignorance.
Put it this way, I mean, we're at 7.4 billion right now.
Yeah, people.
And we have one planet, and the environment affects every single one of us. And right now, we're wrecking shop on it. And like, in order to run our civilization, we need to be able to balance it out, the entire, like, basically world and global economy, in a manner that's hopefully ethical, that's prosperous, all those types of things.
Right.
And right now, given the political leadership of the world, we're definitely not doing that. But so.
Well, anyways, it's hot.
It's just hot, yeah. This is what I mean. It's just our ranting.
It's just hot.
If I start going off too much, just tell me to be quiet.
It's just hot.
If anyone does watch, just like, dude, Edward, shut up.
Well, we have record rainfall this last winter and now record heat this summer. Yeah. And so global warming, part of the ignorance is people just think the
It's
Earth
just
is hotter,
yeah.
but there's higher highs and lower lows. That's what it is.
A better verbal description would be global climate change, because
Yeah.
it's really, how do I put it, the equilibrium of the environment's being distorted at a rate that we aren't capable of dealing with currently, is really what it is. So
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, in some areas, it's crazy to me. Some areas of the country are so, like, they just seem to live in different worlds compared to Santa Cruz or even just California. Like, when I was watching the Trump election, I saw like different states turning red. I'm like, what? Like, and then you have all of this middle America just turning red, meaning like they voted for Trump. But in my head, I live in this bubble in California where I'm like I don't know, I just so far off from.
Yeah, California's a weird one. Like, I've lived here basically my entire life.
Yeah, me too.
And it's, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually, last time I checked, the 8th largest world economy. Just California. I mean, we have Silicon Valley, we have Hollywood.
We're self-sustaining.
Exactly. We have Silicon Valley, Hollywood. We also have we're the largest agricultural state as well.
Yeah.
Tourism. There's a lot going on.
Oh, agriculture for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, at least when there's water in the state.
Yeah.
I mean, like, if the droughts continue, which likely they will have a few more, that decreases the amount of production we'll have. So that places a strain on people.
Yeah, that's
especially like migrant farmers, because they do a lot of the work, basically physical labor portion of the agricultural work. So
yeah, we are self-sustaining. But yeah, we just live. But I mean, I feel like even just Santa Cruz too is a bubble. It's just like this liberal, far left bubble.
Yeah.
You know, but I mean, it's progressive. It's like, you know, it's.
Santa Cruz is very liberal.
Yeah. But
I like having that exposure to the conservative side as well. I mean, just like being only exposed to one set of ideas, it's rarely that's a healthy thing. It's where you get
for sure,
that diversity of thought when they kind of have that discussion, which isn't taking place. It's kind of, you're on the left, you're on the right, and it's like this combative thing in our country, which I don't agree with at all.
Yeah.
But having people come together and have those type of discussions to see how we can cause our society to function as efficiently and as possible would be a good idea. But trying to get people to sit down and have a democratic discussion and respect each other's ideas is very difficult.
Yeah.
Because people kind of just like want to be stuck in their way. Believe me, I'm the same. I do my best to be as open-minded as possible. But I know people in my personal life that are just stuck in their ways, and it's hard. No matter how much rationality you throw someone's way, if they don't have an open mind, you might as well talk to a wall. So
yeah.
Trying to get our society to have that kind of cross-pollination discussion would be really useful. But
and I feel like
we'll see what happens from here.
I don't know. I don't know enough about our I mean, I've never been to the East Coast, nor have I been to the central part of the United States. So I just don't know enough about people, and you know,
having a first-hand immersion in other people's culture, just kind of spending time to understand their lifestyle and respect it and stuff like that, to have a kind of understanding of our country. I mean, like, think about it. Like, we basically, Congress is, there's 100 people in the Senate representing two per state, right? Or two senators per state.
Yeah.
This is my political science background, Jesus. And then I think there's 437 representatives last time I checked
in the House.
In the House.
Yeah.
So that's roughly 537 people, not including the president and his cabinet. That's basically making decisions for 320 plus million people.
Yeah.
There's no possible way they can do that.
Yeah.
So like how we govern ourselves needs to change, but trying to get any legislation through Congress is basically impossible. So
how do we turn into a political science class?
There's nothing else to talk about. And I even said before the podcast I wanted to stay out of politics.
I know.
It's like there's nothing else to talk about.
So there's so many things to talk about. There's thousands of things to talk about.
I don't want to go too off the cuff.
No,
I still don't want to alien out.
I know. It reminds me of I don't. Last political science class I took was SoCal High Miss Fairjohn.
Miss Fairjohn was awesome.
Dude, she was dope. She was the homie.
She actually cared about her students. Like most of the teachers, I'd say 95% of the teachers I've had did not have even close to an impact on my life, but she was very good.
She was super good.
I don't know if she had a great impact on my life, but she was definitely an excellent teacher. So,
dude, high school seems like a lifetime ago.
Not really to me. I mean, we both worked out at SoCal like 2 days ago.
But to go into a classroom and sit down, that seems like a lifetime ago.
Yeah.
I mean, working out in the field I've done for the last 10 years, so like, you know, but that was a lifetime ago. I don't know. Yeah, we've been through Cabrillo. You went for Davis for a bit. Yeah. You know. I'm
finishing off at Cabrillo right now. So.
Yeah, how's that? How's your classes? Is there a class that you enjoy, that you look forward to, or you're just like, I'm just trying to get it done?
I mean, it's just requirements to get done, really. I mean, I'm just looking to get the degree and then go make a living. Like, that's the point I'm at.
Business, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yeah. What class are you taking?
I'm taking, let me think, communications class, a business communications class, intro to business, and what's the other one? Sorry, guys, I'm totally drawing a blank.
Are you taking 4?
Business and information systems, and then once I'm taking 4 classes, 14 units in total plus a listening class. Talk about that. That comes with a comm class. But after I'm done with that, then I should have my associates after the semester, and then we apply.
Okay, that's chill. Do you want to stay local? You want to stay around
I'm
here?
gonna stay in California. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, in California. Okay. Would you be opposed to going down to LA or something like that?
No.
Oh, you went to Long Beach, right? Yeah. You want to go to Long Beach?
My number 1 San Diego State, but trying to
that's
apply
right.
there under business is very difficult. It's very impacted if I'm not mistaken. So
Yeah.
right now I have a 3.4, so if I ace out, I could be near a 3.5 or a 3.6.
Yeah.
So,
Be competitive.
and then that's probably competitive. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the application process is difficult.
But like nowadays with
Wait, that means you're gonna start applying soon.
yeah
Like this month or next month, right?
October 1st.
That's when the application's open, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's already September. That's crazy. So how about that McGregor fight? That's something to talk about.
I went how I thought it would win.
Yeah, you were telling me. That's right.
I thought Conor would come out hot. I mean, and then I thought Floyd was just going to drag him into the later rounds because they caught let's put it this way: 25 minutes is the longest a UFC fight can go, and boxing matches are 3 12-minute rounds, so 36 minutes of total action.
Yeah.
3 times what would that be?
3 times what?
6. Well, roughly the 6th round. With this 3 times 6 is 18. I can't even do math. 3 times 8, so anything past the 8th round.
Yeah, and that's exactly where he picked up.
Yeah, I thought like past the 6th or 7th round, Floyd was going to turn it up because once Conor gets into the later rounds, he hasn't had pro boxing experience. He was, if I'm not mistaken, Irish amateur boxing champion, but
yeah,
he hasn't been against a pro.
But that's not
It's
not
like,
Mayweather boxing.
What a thing to be thrown against is basically the best boxer alive today, Floyd Mayweather, as your first professional fight. So I think he did pretty good considering.
Yeah. I mean, the more I look back and think about it, it seems kind of staged. Like it seems like Floyd almost just kind of controlled the whole thing when you think about it. Like he let him do what he wanted to do.
The best boxer alive.
Yeah. But do you think he could have just? You think if he decided he wanted to win in 3 rounds, he could have done it like Floyd? Do you think he could have took him out?
Maybe. I mean, he didn't, so it's kind of a relevant question. But
yeah,
I don't think he would have. I think Conor was strong enough within the first few rounds to hang with him. But as soon as his conditioning went, then it's all Floyd.
Yeah,
and that's what happened. So.
Yeah, that is crazy. I don't know what McGregor will do next though.
I think he should go back to the UFC and start beating people up.
Yeah,
I thought he should have cleared out the featherweight division.
Yeah,
he should have went through and fought Holloway and a bunch of other people, but
it's not. I feel like I could still be a UFC champ. Start today.
Like nowadays, like the new 30 is 40. Like people that was Tom Brady's like 40 something now, and he's still winning Super Bowls.
You mean 40 is the new 30?
Yeah, that's what. Is that what I said?
You said 30 is the new 40. I think
30 is the new 40. Probably.
I don't know. How old is Tom Brady?
Older people nowadays can still compete in athletics.
Yeah, for sure. Well. Yeah, and people are just living longer. So
yeah.
How old is he?
Tom Brady's 40.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's not as old as I thought he was.
Still taking shots in the NFL.
Yeah. How old was Brett Favre when he retired? He was like 50, dude.
I thought he was like 42, 43.
Oh, he was. Oh, I thought he was older than that.
Yeah.
He's still doing the Wrangler jean commercials though. Mm-hmm. Still hanging in there.
Hey, good for him.
Good for him.
Those jeans need that dude on.
Shout out to old people. What is this, Qualcomm?
Yeah, so it's up on the page.
You have a lot, dude. You have a lot of tabs open.
Obviously.
But let's see what's going on.
No, we're not. Oh,
the whole fight companion.
Yeah.
I watched a lot of it, but I didn't watch. Dude, you know you could do a random page on Wikipedia, and they'll bring up a random page, and you could just read about it.
That's a great way to waste my time. Especially me, because
it's also. I
have
fun,
a black belt in Wikipedia stupidity.
Hey, at least you got that.
Yeah.
Actually, speaking of black belts,
I could teach you a class in stupidity on Wikipedia.
Dude, speaking of black belts, do you have a black belt in karate?
No, or I had a junior black belt. I went to Rod Sanford's. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So what is karate all about? Like, because like you never really hear like UFC fighters like, oh, and he's a black belt in karate. Like, you know, like
the only legit.
Like what's the only biggest
legit
tool
black belt I know of in karate? I'm talking out my ass basically, but it's Kyokushin karate because you're supposed to you spar in Kyokushin, and that's one of the things that was a problem with martial arts before is that you get like a kung fu guy or like a boxer or like a aikido person, but until the UFC came along. They never actually fought, so you didn't know who was actually. Well, you didn't know which fighter was actually better. Nowadays, everyone trains jiu-jitsu, wrestling,
Muay Thai,
Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, and we found out which martial arts were actually effective because they were tested in the cage. But before that, you had certain martial arts that were basically full of it that.
Yeah. Was karate full of it? Was that what you're saying?
Well, it's not, karate's not full of it. I mean, there's definitely techniques that work, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's just, it depends on the fighter. It's not necessarily the art's full of it. It's the fighter. Are they actually legit? Like,
So
if I'm not mistaken,
people-
Stephen Thompson, he has a karate background, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, okay.
He actually has a kickboxing background. He's literally like 78-0. So he's just
And
like
kickboxing?
the sharpshooter.
Wonder
fighter.
Boy?
Wonder Boy, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Wonder Boy is a savage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna fight Masvidal next, which that's gonna be a good fight.
Dude, that Anthony Johnson Wonder Boy fight was exciting.
You mean Tyron Woodley?
I mean Tyrone Woodley, not
Yeah.
Anthony Johnson. Anthony Johnson's the one who retired, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He uppercutted Glover Teixeira or something. I don't remember who he lost to, but I think he lost to someone in his last fight. Maybe DC for
he lost to DC and he just
Yeah.
gave up. Anthony Johnson, he just gave
I
up.
think
And-
he took a job with the LA Rams, which that's not a bad gig.
no, that's not a bad gig.
Yeah.
But Dana White's mad at Tyron Woodley because he's a boring fighter. He said.
I don't know
Like,
if he's a boring fighter. He just didn't finish Damian Maia.
Yeah, and he doesn't finish people.
Well, he's finished dudes before for sure.
But like recently, Wonder
I
Boy.
think he's a super exciting fighter. You should see him fight.
Well, because you know about the sport.
No,
but people just want to see people just beat each other up. You know.
No. When he fought Stephen Thompson,
Yeah.
that was one of the most entertaining fights I've seen. He was beating the brakes off of him.
Wait, what are you talking about? Tyron Woodley, Stephen Thompson? He was not beating the brakes off of him.
Yeah, do you want me to bring up the
Bring
clip?
up the fight. No, it wasn't until the 5th round.
Oh yeah,
That he even punched him.
Do you remember? Okay, do you remember when he started just wrecking him? He like hit him. He like Thompson like hit his like land on his butt against the cage, and then got him like
bro,
a
that was the
guillotine.
later part of the 5th round.
yeah.
So you had to wait 5 rounds to see him.
Still,
You know? But it's exciting because you know the sport, you know the technique, and you know how.
I'm a fan. I'm
you know?
a large fan of the sport. I don't
Yeah.
know the sport.
I know, but you know MMA.
I'm
know,
a
for
huge
the most
fan.
part.
Yeah.
So I mean, for people who know MMA, it was an exciting fight. I was excited too because you have such these different styles of techniques. But people who just want to see people just get killed, that's
The fight that I always suggest to people if they want to get interested in mixed martial arts is Dustin Poirier versus the Korean Zombie. It goes through. I'll probably show it since it looks like your facial expression is like I don't remember this fight. I'll show
No,
it.
I don't remember that fight.
Yeah,
You
I'll
just
totally
bring it
show
up
it to you.
really quick. Let's watch it really quick.
Wait a second. It goes through great transition submission wise. It goes through has flying knees, striking, takedowns, escapes, sweeps. It's like the perfect. If you want to see how mixed martial arts works, watch that fight.